Hello YouTube land, Mr. Spank here, aka username mandatory. It's November 20th, Commander Legends is officially out, and I just want to have my own other little bit of fun because I like cracking packs. Also, I opened up a whole box of Legends last week, and I'm hoping to hear from you guys about what Commander draft decks to build out of each one of those, because I'm still totally an amateur, a noob, as you will, as the kids call them these days. That's why today I went to my LGS and got myself the 2 new precons and hopefully get some inspiration for what I gotta build, because womp womp womp, no one's leaving the comments on those videos, so I'm not getting the interactive part I was hoping for. So I got those 2 pre-constructed commander decks, and always love getting me some mystery boosters because I love that whole time travel maximum randomness. And I also got Battlebond because that's supposed to be pretty good for multiplayer since Commander Legends reprinted lands from it, so that should be handy dandy, right? There should be something useful for Commander in that thing. I've not really seen cards from that. And I qualified for Zendikar Rising Promo Pack. Zendikar Rising Promo Pack. So, let's crack these things open. Let's start with my favorite, which is the Mystery. Then we'll move on to Battlebond. And then we'll get to Zendikar Rising Promo Packs. Alright, what do we have here? Court Homunculus. This is a white artifact creature, 1/1 for 1 white mana. Gets +1/+1 as long as you control another artifact. Alright, white artifacts matter deck. Dragon Presence. Deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature for 3 mana. Fathom Seer. 2 mana for 1/3. Or it's got Morph. Return 2 islands you control to their owner's hand. And that's when you play it for the 3 mana as a 2/2. It's turn face up, draw 2 cards. Oh, I guess that's why you'd want to actually play it as a 2/2 morph thing. Because when you flip it, you're going to draw 2 cards. Interesting. Curio Vendor, which is absolutely nothing curious about this Vidalcan guy. 2 mana for a 2/1 that just says, step right up, try your hand. It'll thrill the senses and boggle the mind. No, it won't. At least you certainly won't. Moment of Craving. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn and gain 2 life. And apparently, this is another way to remove a creature that's indestructible by reducing it to a 0/0. Disowned Ancestor. 1 black for a 0/4 with Outlast. Outlast is a black and a generic. Tap. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Outlast only as a sorcery. Interesting. Spike Shot Goblin. It's a 3 mana 1/2 goblin, a red and a tap. Deals 1 damage equal to its power to target creature or player. Interesting. Smelt. Destroy target artifact. Imperious Perfect. I do believe I pulled a bunch of these in my Legends. Yeah. She's an elf lord. Other elves get +1/+1, and a green and a tap creates a brand new elf. I got, I think, a couple of these during my drafting. Ancestral Mask. That sounds familiar. 3 mana enchants a creature, gets +2/+2 for each other enchantment on the battlefield. Alright, green and black, 2/3. Winding Constrictor. If one or more counters will be placed on an artifact or creature you control, that many of those counters plus 1 are placed on that permanent instead. If you would get one or more counters, you get that many of those counters plus 1 instead. Oh, like poison counters, so this would kill me faster. Don't know how I would use this card. Thornwood Falls, it's a green-blue lifeland. And we got our rare is green, white, blue X, Wargate, sorcery. Search your library for a permanent card with converted mana cost X or less. Put it into play, then shuffle your library. Ooh, straight into play, nice. Alright, our artifact is a Cauldron of Souls, so that's another rare. 5 mana, tap it. Choose any number of target creatures, though each of those creatures gains persist until end of turn. And persist means when it dies, if it had no -1/-1 counters on it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a -1/-1 counter on it. So something gets to come back just a little bit weaker. Choose any number of target creatures and give them persist. So you can do this before the board wipe and your whole board will come back, though a little weaker, but it'll come back. And we have a foil rare. Holy smokes, that's 9 mana, but it's an 8/8 legendary creature spirit. Moyosion of Life's Web. How is that a creature name? This thing comes into play with a divinity counter on it if you played it from your hand. It's indestructible as long as it has the divinity counter on it. Remove divinity counter from this thing. Put any number of creature cards from your hand into play. Oh. Yes, I see. That sounds breakable. So yeah, as you can see, I divide my cards by their colors, not by their rarities. On the count of their rarities don't mean anything to me, I divide them up so that it's easier for me to find places for them, to, use them. Alright, this is my first Battlebond pack ever. Alright, there we go. I have no idea what to expect from this. I've not seen anyone else opening these before. Okay, looks like we're starting off with a token. Spirit token. A boring basic swamp so far, chock full of disappointment. Together forever and ever. So our first card is the rare. When Together Forever enters the battlefield, support 2. What does that mean? Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Okay. And generic makes us choose a target creature with a counter on it. When that creature dies this turn, return that card to its owner's hand. Counters matter, life rescue thing. Soulblade Corruptor, it's a human warrior, 5 mana for a 3/3, and she partners with Soulblade Renewer. And what does that mean? When this creature enters the battlefield, target player may put a Soulblade Renewer into their hand from their library. Okay, so when you summon this thing, she tutors up that other thing. It's got Death Touch, and whenever a creature with +1/+1 counter on it attacks one of your opponents, that creature gains Death Touch until end of turn. Whenever a creature with a +1/+1 counter on it attacks one of my opponents, it doesn't have to be my own creature. And it's not even May, so absolutely someone is going to end up with a free Death Touch. Interesting. Soulblade Renewer. Partner with Soulblade Corruptor. Oh, It's them two. They go together. Huh. Alrighty. So that's handy. Are all the partners together in the same boosters? Okay. When this guy enters the battlefield, support 2. Okay. So he will make more counters. Okay. That's cool. Oresco Explorer. It's a cat scout. 2 mana, 2/2. Enters the battlefield, search your library for up to X planes cards, where X is the number of players who control more lands than you. Reveal those cards, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. Huh. Huh. Sounds handy dandy. Dwarven Lightsmith. It's got assist. What the heck is assist? Another player can pay up to 5 generic of this spell's mana cost. So what does a 6 mana dwarf cleric 3/4 creature do? Enters the battlefield. Creatures your team controls get +1/+1 until end of turn. So this is more of a 2 or more headed giant type of a use. Not so useful in Commander. Unless it's Arch Enemy. Arch Enemy's got a team. Painful Lesson. 3 mana. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Oh, good old-fashioned pacifism with art from Mirage, was it? Bullrush Bruiser. That's a Minotaur warrior. It's a funky-looking Minotaur, I must say. I thought you were like a jester at first, with those horns looking like jester cap things. 4 mana for 4/3. When this guy attacks, if your team controls another warrior, Bullrush Bruiser gains first strike until end of turn. Seer's Lantern. I was seeing a number of these in the Legends. Commander Legends, that is. Fertile Ground. 2 mana, enchant land. When enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. Coralhelm Guide. Merfolk Scout Ally. 2 mana for 2/1. Pay 5 mana. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Would have been better as a rogue. Classic Canopy Spider. So 1/3 for 2 mana with reach. It's like from Tempest. Millennial Gargoyle. 4 mana for a 2/2 vanilla flyer. Benthic Giant. So 6 mana, 4/5 with hexproof. Some fates you can see coming for you, plain as day, and there's nothing you can do about them. Calafi, the Mariner. Alright, so this was lackluster. Lackluster. Well, I mean, nope, that was a different, that was a mystery booster. Never mind. Yeah, so womp womp womp. Alright, let's see what we got here in our Zendikar Rising promo packs. Zerf Sand Trickster. It's a Merfolk Rogue. 5 mana. 4/4 flash. Demir +2. Return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand and put this guy from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. When this guy deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Handy dandy. I believe I've pulled at least one of these before. Kerrigan, War Leader. Other warriors you control get +1/+1. So 3 mana that pumps other warriors. 3/3. Not too bad. Oh. A special version of this lady from M21. I do believe I pulled her in my M21 box. Joel Rael Muamvuli Recluse. That's a tongue twister. It's 2 mana, 1/2. Human Druid. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 cat creature token. Cat Factory. 6 mana until end of turn. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is a number of cards in your hand. I really need that. It's got to be like, I guess, green-blue with lots and lots of draw. And I'll keep that code for myself. And our second promo booster. Squad Commander. This guy's kind of lame. Core Warrior Rare, 4 mana, 3/3. Enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 Core Warrior creature token for each creature in your party. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, creatures you control get buffed +1/+0 and gain indestructible. Sure. I don't think I'm ever going to build a party deck. Into the Royal. I guess this is from Spellbook or something, because it's a common, treated like a rare with a different frame. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If it was kicked, draw a card, and kicked is another 2. Yorvo, Lord of Gernbrig. He's kind of good, right? Is he worth anything? Is this version worth anything? 3 mana, 0/0. Enters the battlefield with 4+1/+1 counters on it. I mean, isn't that already great? Paying 3 mana for a 4/4. But there's more. Whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. Then, if that creature's power is greater than him, put another +1/+1 on him. Oh, you just keep growing and getting gooder and gooder. All right, so a couple of good pulls here. All right, thanks for tuning in. This went longer than I thought it would. All those draft videos I've made, all those cards are still separated, still waiting for that feedback onto what to build out of that. Let me know. Hit up those videos. See you out there, YouTube land. Professional.